So, hey guys, I wanted to show you my Project Life album bookshelves before I start my flip through. So I'm going to grab my camera and go to my bookshelves to show you guys how I have my shelves set up and why I decided to cut down my albums to one album per year. So let's go there and we'll come back to my flip through. Guys, so here's my Project Life bookshelf, and hopefully this is not very shaky because I have to hold up my camera. Anyways, so you can see that I used to have 2 albums per year for each year, but you can see that my bookshelf is pretty small and it's already jam-packed. So that's why I decided to stick to 1 album a year, or start doing 1 album a year. And let me get a little bit closer. Sorry about the lighting because there's a window right behind my shelf. And you can see I started in 2012 and it goes all the way to 2016. And what I decided to do is add all my other albums to this bookshelf, which means anything that has to do with Project Life. So my white ones are albums of my husband and I before marriage, our friends, us hanging out with friends, anything we did at the time are in those 2 albums. And those colored albums down there are traveling, any traveling, family vacations we did, all that stuff. And down here are my kids' school albums, and it starts from them being babies. So those are my sons and my daughters, and also hers starts while she was a baby. And all of these are, I decided to keep them all matching, and hopefully these albums will go all the way up to them graduating high school. And when they move out and have their own homes, they can take these albums, keep them, and they can look back at their, school years. And these albums have any kind of certificates they got, pictures of their friends. I actually fill out Project Life cards about their teachers for the year. I don't know, school pictures. I'm gonna see if the problem is they're really personal and I just didn't want to show them on camera, but that's how I keep up with their school year. And hopefully when I start my next few years of Project Life, I might have to remove these little baskets and just add my albums down here. But anyway, I will be right back so we can do the flip through of my Project Life 2016. Okay guys, I'm back. So now we're going to look through my 2016 album, and my title page is always a picture of my family. I get it done in a 12 by 12. I print it out in a 12 by 12, and I either add a little Project Life card or a little bit of embellishments, but I like it that way, very simple, and it captures our family. So that's how usually my title page looks like. And we're going to start in week 1. And this is the part where I started with 2 layouts a week, but then decided, no, I'm not doing that. I'm going to stick to 1 layout per week and see if that works. And you'll see that it does work. I do use these dividers, and these are Studio Calico dividers. I will add the link down below. They are sold out on Studio Calico's website, but I do get them now from Amazon, and I'll add that down below. And we're still in week 1, and the beginning of the year I went kind of crazy. I did my own hair and I went platinum blonde. It was kind of fun. I was trying to go for the gray and it didn't work out, so it turned out platinum blonde. And you're gonna see a lot of little sticky notes, just covering up some personal things. As you guys know, I love to add little news clips from the year. So this is like when David Bowie passed away, and this was the State of the Union. I think that was probably an Instagram pic from President Barack Obama, his Instagram, and I just took a little snapshot of that. I added a picture of my new Hobonichi A6 journal, daily journal, because that's my new one, and I'll do that too for this year. I'll take a picture of that. Oh, and I bought a lottery ticket. I usually don't, and I did buy one because it was like epic. I forgot how much it was going for, but obviously I didn't win. And we had snow day here, and I love snow days. I love the pictures just because they're so simple and white, obviously. So any Project Life cards just work really well with snow day pictures. And by the way, I love this little Project Life card, really do. And I did do a 2-spread layout on that one, I think, because we did have a lot of pictures, and it's when it snows here in Georgia, it's a major thing. Let's see. So as you guys know, I don't like to add too many pictures of the same occasion in my spreads, but sometimes if I didn't take a lot of pictures, or the pictures for that week were not so great or so important, I will do my layout kind of just about one occasion, and that's okay with me. This was an important occasion for my daughter, so the spread was all about her, and I was good with that. And I actually also add little things that my daughter says, and you can see here she told me, I wrote it out, and it said, Sabine said, "Mom, do you know how they make sunblock?" And I said, "Me, like how?" And she said, "They put sunfire and soap. That's how they do it." And I thought that was the cutest thing, so I will add those things to my project life, because I like to, when I look through it and see the little things that she said or my son said that was cute or adorable in my project life album. Anyways, I also add things, artists that I'm listening to at the moment, what I am enjoying eating at the moment, my little snacks. There's a picture of us carpooling, waiting on my son, and my daughter was doing her homework while we're waiting. Sorry, I had to cover this up. There's way too many pictures of my kids' friends. My sister had her baby, and this is another example of just one occasion, and my layout just kind of talking about that same occasion. And I did do a 2-spread layout, so you'll see that I still did a few 2-spread layouts in my album, and I still had one album for the year, which was great. I really love this layout. I don't know why. I don't know if it's the yellow, but I really do love this 3x4 card. And I will take pictures of my son mowing the lawn, my little niece and her little cute feet. This is my daughter and I working on one of her projects. I'll take pictures of, let's say, the kids helping me out in the morning making breakfast. I think this is March right now, yes. And the trees are blooming, the flowers, the trees are turning green, so I'll capture that moment. I'll also capture, I'll take a picture of myself if I'm wearing something that I like for that day. So you can see my pictures are pretty simple. They do make sense to me, and they create my story for that week. And even if they're the simplest thing, like taking a picture of some good burgers we had, or going bowling and capturing that, these are moments that are important to us. It doesn't have to be something big like a wedding or a birthday or whatever. It's just simple things like flowers blooming in my backyard that I'm excited about, or going to the fair with my sisters, and here, Prince passing away. Those are things that are important to me. I'll take a picture of what I'm reading or what I bought and enjoy. My daughter lost her tooth, so I just took a picture of her tooth. Sorry, this is extremely covered up, but these are, this week my son went to Disney World and he took a lot of pictures, but I knew they would not work in my project life. These pictures are stored as a story in his life, so I added those Disney pictures to his album, his school album. And I did add some to my album, or our Project Life album, because when they look through it, they'll see, oh, that's so cool, I went to Disney that year, or whatever. And same here, my daughter went on a trip for her 5th grade graduation trip, and I also added a few of her pictures, but all the others go in her album. And that way I can still stay with my 1 week and still have important moments of their life in my album, on their albums. The kids are finishing up school, so we're starting to go to the pool. The weather is beautiful, so I capture those moments. These are graduation pictures. My son did graduate middle school and my daughter graduated elementary school, so I didn't even bother adding any pictures of the week because these are really important occasions in our life, so I just focused on that for those 2 weeks. And so week 20 and 21 were just about them graduating, and that's a big milestone in their life. So also, if my week is short or my pictures, I don't have a lot of pictures, I'm going to go with a 9x12 page protector. I sometimes make my own if I'm out, and sometimes I'll buy them from Studio Calico's website, but they're usually always sold out. So when I'm desperate, I'll make my own with a fuse tool. And this one I made myself. You can tell from the sides, but that doesn't bother me. And in this layout, you can see just added some pictures of me and my daughter playing her board games and my Hobonichi and how thick it's gotten. Us, the fire pit, making s'mores. Just simple moments. We decided to cut down the trees in our backyard because actually one of them fell on our neighbor's backyard and it was extremely scary. So we had to bring in a company to cut those down, and that's them cutting down our trees. We had sushi. My daughter got to sleep in because they're on their summer vacation and she loves to sleep in. So I took a picture of her sleeping. I started watching Mad Men. I know I'm late to the game, but I started watching that and enjoying it. My sister moved, so now the only time I get to see my niece is on FaceTime. So I took a screenshot, of us FaceTiming. I love her so much. This 4th of July, as you guys know, I don't do themes, and I like it that way. That's just how I am. So I don't do the red, white, and blue. I just use the cards that I already have. I'm not going to go out, let's say, to Michael's and go get cards that I don't really need when I have a lot. So I just use what I have, and that's okay. It still will capture your moment. Over here, I have a 12x12 picture of our cat. We lost him last year, and it was a really difficult time for us. So I was not up to scrapbooking, I wasn't up to taking any pictures, and I really wanted to capture him and those hard times that we went through that week. So that was the best way to do it, is to do a 12x12 of him. And when I look at this, I remember those bad moments, and that's probably not a great thing, but also project life is about the good and the bad. And that was just really hard time for us, for the kids especially. We're back in school now, and I'll take a picture of my kids' backpacks. I do that every year. I enjoy doing that and looking back at that. And I do take a picture of both of them on their first day back to school, and I will write the what grade they're in for that year. My fig tree is growing and producing figs, and if you're a gardener, you know it's really hard to grow figs, fig trees, and so I was really excited about that and added that. Hillary Clinton made history that week. I added that to my week because that was something very important to me to add. Let's see, my son joined the marching band that year, and that was their first game, so that whole layout or that whole week I just kind of focused on his first game. And you can see in this picture my son got this little award at marching band. It was just like a paper plate, but they wrote best face under pressure, because my son is kind of silly and stuff, and they were trying to be silly also, and he just loved this award, and I had to capture that. I took a picture of that plate and wrote a little bit about it on the side. And there's an insert because I had extra pictures. You've probably seen me create these layouts on camera. And if you haven't, you can check out my playlist of my Project Life playlist. So here I made a little flip because I had an extra picture. I really wanted to use it, so I wasn't about to add an insert for one picture. So I created a little flip. And I also have on my channel a tutorial on how to print 6x8 pictures on your selfie. I also do print my landscape what are those? No, that's going to be 6x12. This one's a little bit more trickier. If you guys want to see how I do that, I can kind of help you guys out with that. But this one's a little bit more trickier. You have to have more white space, and also I kind of zoom in, so I try to maneuver my picture where it fits properly to create this size. But it is doable, and you get the hang of it. Anyways, this week we went to the fair, so I had a lot of pictures from the fair. Oh, stuck. The kids were off of school for the week, so we did a lot of golfing and bowling and stuff like that. I do add something about our daily routine and how I help out with homework and reviews and stuff. I really love this layout. I did it in the beginning, but I love how it turned out because I usually don't use the dark blues, the navies, and stuff like that in my layouts, and that one is kind of different for me. This is another insert. This was, I think, was it Halloween week? Not sure. But no, this is the beginning of October, and I just had a lot of pictures, so I just added an insert. And there's another 6x8, and I did do that on camera to show you guys how I create 6x8 pictures on my selfie printer. This was a busy week, and I decided I'm gonna go for it and do 2 layouts and an insert. And that was okay because I knew I had space in my album to do that. And I was getting to the end of the year, so decided, you know what, I'm gonna go for it. And also I wanted to talk to you guys about the corners of my cards and pictures. I do love the square corners. Those are my favorite. But I do still have, you can see here, the rounded corners. So it doesn't bother me to mix and match. It's not, nobody's gonna notice that card is rounded corner and this card is not. And Project Life is supposed to be simple. You shouldn't be sitting there, cutting and pasting and blah, 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 and taking so long to put your pictures and cards in pockets. So once I'm done with my rounded corners, I'm done. But I'm not going to sit there and round all my corners so they can match one card, if you know what I mean. Anyways, this is Halloween week. We did not do any trick-or-treating, and I don't do themes, so I decided to go with purple. And this is another 12 by 12 layout. This is Secretary Hillary Clinton. You guys have seen me create this on camera. And as I said before, I was not up to scrapbooking that week. I was very sad. We can agree to disagree, but I really believe that everything starts with love, and we shouldn't hate or judge other people for their choices. So if I choose to be kind of more supportive of Hillary Clinton, that's fine, and vice versa, we are all the same. We are all from the same, we're all humans. So anyways, this is one of my favorite layouts. I really love this one just because I just really like the pinks, the oranges, and the greens. It just worked so well. It was so fresh. And this is one of my favorites from the whole year. I think that was Thanksgiving week. And that's the week my parents had an accident. It wasn't a great week at all. And I'm coming to the end of my album. As you guys can see, this is my son's birthday. We are in December. And I finished my album. I did remove a page from here. It's kind of personal. But you can see that 52 weeks fit in one album. That was a major accomplishment for me. I was so happy with myself that it fit. And I'm going to show you guys how it looks on the side. See, it fit perfectly. It's great. I still even have a little bit more space. I can play around a little bit, but it's doable. I had some weeks with 2 layouts, some weeks with 1. I had some inserts every once in a while, but you can still cut down your pictures. You can still cut down the amount of layouts you do per week. Some weeks you're gonna have more pictures than others, and that's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's your album. It's your style. It's for you and your family. So don't, I always say, don't look at what everybody else is doing. Do what works for you. And that's the beauty of Project Life. It was done to be as simple as you want or as complicated as you want. So that's my take on it. Anyways, I'm going to show you also how Okay, so I'm going to show you the side, and that's my label, and I use stamps for my label. I just put the 2016 and volume 1. I stamp it, and then I cover it with masking tape so it doesn't get dirty or anything like that. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this flip through, and I hope you enjoyed seeing my little bookshelf. Please give me a thumbs up and subscribe, and I hope to see you guys soon. Bye!